Namaskaram, I am Lalgudi G.J.R. Krishnan, and alongside my sister Lalgudi Vijayalakshmi, we are the proud members of a great legacy rooted in music. We are the fifth generation in a family of musicians whose first Sri Lalgudi Ramayar was a direct disciple of Saint Tyagaraja. We are totally blessed to have been born as the children of legendary, iconic violin maestro Sri Lalgudi G. Jayaraman, who happens to be our guru. Through his contribution to music and to the art of violin playing, he has remained our eternal inspiration in our musical journey.
Project Violin Wise is the brainchild and dream of my brother Sri Lalgudi G.J.R. Krishnan. For a busy artist to want to do something of this magnitude is indeed commendable and very heartwarming.
Violin Wise, a project, an initiative undertaken by Lalgudi Trust, which I have been fortunate to spearhead. A brief history into the birth of Lalgudi Trust. My father and guru Lalgudi Sri Jayaraman was made the state artist of Tamil Nadu under the regime of Dr. M.G. Ramachandran. He was to be given a stipend for a period of 3 years. He was not used to receiving some financial gain just like that. So he rushed to the secretariat to ask what his duties were. And pat came the reply saying that it is for the service that he has rendered for the music fraternity and the music world. But true to his nature, my father was not happy receiving this. He wanted to contribute to the society, and in the year 1979, that is how Lalgudi Trust was born. This act, this noble act, created a great impact in my mind. In the year 1965, my father was invited to perform in the Edinburgh Music Festival. When he was about to leave, legendary violin vidwan Sangeeta Kalanidhi Papa Venkatramaya sir came to our house in Chennai. He wanted to get his violin repaired in London, and my father graciously accepted it and took it to London and brought it back. This incident also created a great impact. I was wondering why so many violinists are here, so many experts are here. Why should we depend on luthiers outside India? I was hardly 5 years old when this incident happened, but it created a great impact, and subconsciously it lay in my mind. Before Violin Wise, we used to give our violins to the local repairmen. And we were always nervous each time we gave the violin, because sometimes or most of the times the violin would come back in a worse condition. And I wouldn't be blaming the repairmen either, because they were not provided with the opportunity of learning this art. This is a highly skilled and professional art. 37 years later, in the year 2002, I went on a tour to the USA. I had a concert in Santa Barbara. My student Sharavana Priyan was studying in the university there. By sheer chance, he introduced me to the master luthier, Mr. James Wimmer, who had vast knowledge in the art of repair and maintenance of stringed instruments and also violin making. At that point of time, suddenly an idea flashed in my mind. Why not I invite James Wimmer to India to pass on this great art to the craftsmen in India? And on top of that, James Wimmer had a strong India connection. I was very much aware of the logistical and financial challenges involved in this dream, but I was determined to get it done through Lalgudi Trust. In the year 2013, finally, Lalgudi Trust was able to invite James Wimmer to Chennai to conduct the Violin Wise camp, and this was inaugurated by my mother.
Yeah, so It quickly became my understanding that this was being funded and sponsored by Lalgudi Trust, which was new to me at the time. I only knew Krishnan personally. And so that's been very generous, actually, of Lalgudi Trust to sponsor and have the vision for this sort of thing. The most amazing thing about that is that these skills that I have enabled me to give these skills in India and watch this become something way greater than what I ever imagined.
I was very much aware of the challenges involved in this. But I was confident that when you approach something with a pure heart and a pure mind and with an intent to do it for the society, the consciousness will automatically pave way. So with that confidence, I proceeded. Then came in Mr. Vikram, my friend, with a bunch of like-minded supporters and sponsors with their finances, and that's how the first edition of Violin Wise happened.
When Krishnan first told me that this possibility was there, I must say I was intrigued by the idea. I would say the first time in this country that we have attempted something like this, to be able to work with craftsmen in India who have good technical knowledge, but our association with the project with Jim made it possible for them to take a quantum leap in knowledge, in materials, in techniques, in all, for just not just for violin, for all these stringed instruments. And only, I would say, only Krishnan could have managed all these varying elements, getting the craftsmen to be with us for a long period, 3 weeks if I remember. Then getting all the materials from outside India, getting Jim to stay with us for those 3 weeks, and running those workshops, which possibly started a revolution in this country, if I can say that.
In the year 2016, by word of mouth, news about Violin Wise had spread. Kalakshetra teamed up with Lalgudi Trust to conduct the Violin Wise workshop in their premises.
நான் கலாக்ஷேத்ராவில் பிரின்சிபலாக இருக்கிறச்சு அங்கே கலாக்ஷேத்ரா ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் ஆல்சோ லேர்ன் டு ஜேம்ஸ் விம்மர்.
Even the Mridangam serviceman, we didn't say no to him. We didn't want to say no to anybody, provided they had the passion to learn. Mr. James Wimmer was a strict disciplinarian. He had clearly planned in his mind what is to be delivered. He had a timetable drawn like 9 to 5, very intensive. On top of that, he was a generous person. Whatever he knew, he was willing to pass it on. And that made this project a huge success.
Lalgudi Trust is really, really fortunate to have this group of supporters who over the years have supported this venture at varying times of varying amounts, but more important, to recognize the fact that it is possible that violins, not just violins, stringed instruments, can be repaired by expert craftsmen who are available in India.
The next challenge was to provide food to the trainees. Mr. Murli of Krishna Sweets was very kind to deliver the food wherever the workshop happened, rain or shine, and it was automatically delivered.
Lalgudi Krishnan sir, what a fantastic mindset he have. Whatever he knows, he want to share with everybody. The same thing, learning a violin is different, making the violin is different. He done the two things.
And for the stay of Mr. James Wimmer, Mr. Ravi Appaswamy helped with the residency hotel. And during the floods, Mr. James Wimmer was very popular. In the lobby, he used to play the violin and entertain the guests who were trapped during the floods.
The impact that the Violin Wise has made both to all the stakeholders, which includes the musicians and also the people who are able to use this This is really handy for everybody.
And even through our organization, 2 luthiers have got trained under James Wimmer and to become more and more expert in violin repairs as well as violin manufacturing.
In the initial years of Violin Wise, the art of repair and restoration only was taught.
எனக்கு வந்து அடையாளமே வந்து லால்குடி ட்ரஸ்ட்டு. திரு ஜேம்ஸ் விம்மர் அவர் தான் ட்ரைனர், எங்களுக்கு வந்து குருஜி. ஸோ அவர்கிட்ட ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணி நல்லா வந்து ഇത് വയലിൻ, വിയോല, ചെല്ലോ, ഡബിൾ ബേസ്.
ഞാനിപ്പോൾ ഒരു 2018 എനിക്കൊരു സ്ട്രോക്ക് വന്നിരുന്നു. അതുകൊണ്ട് എനിക്ക് ഒറ്റയ്ക്ക് യാത്ര ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ബുദ്ധിമുട്ട് കാരണം മകനെയും കൂടി കൊണ്ടുവരാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചിരുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ മാഷിനോട്, സാറിനോട്, ജെയിംസ് വിമ്മറിനോട് ചോദിച്ചപ്പോൾ
after the college days, I joined with my father as a full-time luthier to make violin family. That time I take up the workshop. My brother also joined with me to help with all works.
இதுதான் நான் ஃபஸ்ட் பண்ண வயலின். ஆஃப்டர் 4 இயர்ஸ் நான் அங்கே எனக்கு லேர்ன் பண்ணுறதுக்கப்புறம் நான் வயலின் இந்த மாதிரி பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டோம்.
The Lalgudi Trust covered all expenses for tools and offered stipends to workshop graduates solely dedicated to enriching the local violin community.
Mr. James Wimmer had a vision. He didn't want the art to stop after he left, after the camp was over. So he insisted that the same tools that were used by luthiers abroad to be brought into India so that even after he left, this art will be continued and international quality violins can be produced. So we also made workbenches and suitcases full of tools were brought by James Wimmer and also me with great difficulty so that this art continues forever.
அப்புறம் இந்த டூல்ஸ் எல்லாம் இந்த ஸ்ட்ராடிவாரி அந்த யூஸ் பண்ணுற அதே டைமில் இருக்கிற அதே டூல்ஸ் இப்போது இந்தியாவில் இது கிடைக்காது. அதெல்லாம் லால்குடி ட்ரஸ்ட்டு நம்மளுக்கு அந்த ஒர்க் ஷாப்பில் எல்லாருக்கும் டூல்ஸ், ஒர்க் பெஞ்ச் அந்த மாதிரி எல்லாருக்கும் கொடுத்து அப்படியே எங்களெல்லாம் ஒர்க் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டோம். ஒரு யூரோப்பில் எந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஒர்க் ஷாப் இருக்குதோ அதே இதில் செட்டப் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். எனக்கு ஜேம்ஸ் விம்மர் சார் கொஞ்சம் ஃபோட்டோஸ் எல்லாம் அவரோட ஓல்டு ஒர்க் ஷாப்போட ஃபோட்டோஸ் எல்லாம் அனுப்பிச்சிட்டு இதுதான் இந்த மாதிரி இருக்கணும், டூல்ஸ் வயலின்ஸ் எல்லாம் இந்த மாதிரி தொங்க வைக்கணும், அப்புறம் இதெல்லாம் டூல்ஸ் எல்லாம் அங்கேயே இருக்கிற அதே இதில் அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணணும், வயலின்ஸ் இந்த மாதிரி, அப்புறம் வார்னிஷஸ் ஒரு இதில் அங்கே வைக்கணும்.
Today, I feel humbled and proud both at the same time because in the year 2020, each of the 4 luthiers made a replica of Stradivarius comparable to international standards.
Like this piece of wood, like this too, the white violin, like this, and class including the engraving and purfling and F-folds, how to make scrolls and bass bar, and the importance of sound post and importance of measurement, the thickness of the plate, and the varieties of the violins like Guarneri, Stradivarius.
இட்டாலி, ஜெர்மனி, ஃப்ரான்ஸ் அங்கெல்லாம் எந்த மாதிரி வயலின் கிடைக்கிறதோ அதே ஸ்டாண்டர்டில் நம்ம பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டோம்.
This is the violin I am making now. The difference is the measurements and the weight. Weight is 450 grams. Before I am making it with local wood, it's around maybe more than 450 gram. That's the main difference. And style of making. Now I am able to make exact copies of Strad and Guarnerius. This is the exact copy of Guarnerius in 1742 Heifetz Guarnerius. The violin same played by Jascha Heifetz.
And I would say it has reached a pinnacle sometime 2 years back when we also made those Stradivariuses. And I would I would feel I'm very proud of this, that Lalgudi Trust is associated with this, that we are just not enriching the rich legacy of our guru, our mentor, Lalgudi Jayaraman, but we are also taking care of the ecosystem in which his art flourished.
And today, all the top-notch stringed instruments artists, be it from the Carnatic or the Hindustani or the film world, they come and avail the services of these four luthiers. That is highly gratifying for me.
Violin Wise, sponsored by Lalgudi Trust, have produced fantastic violin luthiers who can not only repair the violins and string instruments but also make beautiful violins. My son also had very good experience with Violin Wise.
And I am myself given my violin to one of these luthiers so that they can set the instrument right.
Very recently, one of the students trained by James Wimmer sir actually has made a few adjustments on my Guruji's violin, Maestro, Violin Maestro Sri V.V. Subramaniam. So definitely Violin Wise has been impactful.
இப்போது ஃபில்ம் இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில் எல்லா வயலினிஸ்ட்டு நான் ஒன்றும் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். கிட்டத்தட்ட 1000 வயலின் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். அப்புறம் டபுள் பேஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கேன், செல்லோ, வியோலா, வயலன்ஸ், டோட்டல் ஏஆர் ரஹ்மான் காலேஜ் ஸ்கூல், குமரேஷ் கணேஷ் சார், டோட்டலி ஃபில்ம் இண்டஸ்ட்ரிக்கு ஃபுல்லாகவே நான் ஒர்க் பண்ணியிருக்கேன்.
I like to say a few words about Mr. Satyanarayana. He made some violins which I liked very much. I chose one and bought it. So comparatively to foreign violins, there is no difference.
Repairers India. I have my personal experience with Vinay Murali and Satya, two amazing violin repairers. Vinay is in Cochin and Satya is in Chennai. Personally, I have gone and worked with them. They are very good. I am very happy. They are very professional and as good as, if not better, any violin repairers world over.
Sri Murali and his son Vinay Murali have been taking care of every work related to my violin. What I felt special about them is the utmost care they give to the instrument.
இப்போது எனக்கு இன்டர்நேஷ்னல் கிளையண்ட்ஸும் இருக்காங்க. ஒரு ரஷ்யன் செல்லிஸ்ட் என்கிட்ட வந்தார் அவரோட செல்லோ ரிப்பேர் பண்ணுறதுக்கு.
I visited 3 or 4 times to his workshop during his visits in Chennai. It was a great experience for me.
Those of them who bought, owned and performed these violins have expressed their sheer joy at the astonishing melodic tone of the violin. Let us support this brilliant initiative, Violin Wise, by purchasing lovely violins from the luthier who have excelled themselves in the exemplary art of violin making.
Today, each of the four luthiers are qualified to repair and maintain stringed instruments, to make violins and also to conduct similar workshops.
ஜேம்ஸ் விம்மர் சார் எப்படி எங்களுக்கு சொல்லிக் கொடுத்ததோ அதே இதில் இன்னும் வேறு சிலருக்கும் இது யார் இன்ட்ரெஸ்டாக இருக்கிறதோ அவருக்கு இது பாஸ் பண்ணணும்னு ஆசை இருக்குது. அதனால நான் என்னோடய ஒய்ஃபுக்கும் இது கற்றுக்க ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டோம். அவரும் ஒரு வயலின் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டோம். இப்போது அங்கே ஸ்ரீலங்காவில் ரிப்பேரிங் அண்ட் மெயின்டெனன்ஸ் பண்ணுறதுக்கு ஆள் இல்லைன்னு கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கோம். இப்போ வந்து சக்தி தர்ஷினி இப்போ வந்து 2 months அப்ரெண்டிஸ்ஷிப் முடிச்சிருக்கோம். வயலின் எப்படி மெயின்டைன் பண்ணணும், எப்படி ரிப்பேர் பண்ணணும், அதெல்லாம் நான் படித்த அதே மாதிரி நான் அவளுக்கு சொல்லிக் கொடுத்தோம். எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சதெல்லாம் நான் கற்றுக் கொடுத்துட்டேன். இப்போது சக்தி தர்ஷினி ஸ்ரீலங்கா போயிட்டு நல்லா பண்ணுவோன்னு எனக்கு நம்பிக்கை இருக்குது.
The force should become 40 and 400 and it will be very easily.
I have nurtured this Violin Wise from its infancy to grow to this stage as a young and vibrant entity, somewhat similar to an adult with vitality and vigor. Now is the time for all of you all over the world, corporates and the government, to step forward and support this movement and make it into a mighty and powerful adult. I'm sure this will get the support because it is also a Make in India movement. It has to be done with such care, dedication and vision. I'm sure it will happen.
Violin Wise has not only bridged the gap between tradition and modernity, but has also enriched the future of music by ensuring the continuity of violin craftsmanship in India.